Why the computer is not liking me this morning? Stop, 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 stop. Oh, the computer and I are not getting along. I should maybe it's me. Maybe I should just stayed in bed today. I don't know. It's one of those mornings. One of those mornings that the computer and I want to take out my big stick and just break it up. But no, I won't do that because that'll be a problem. That'll be a problem. Please join me in welcoming my very dear friends from the St. Martin Nature Foundation. Of course, Lesllie Hickerson is here. Good morning.
Morning.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming. And Hailey Beauperthuy is here, the environmental hero.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, were you embarrassed when they called you on stage?
Very much so, yes.
No, it's just the three of us.
Yeah.
So everything will be good. I promise. No hard questions. Tell me about the environmental hero
Yes.
program, the Miller Hero Award. How's that all work first?
Yeah, so as part of the Caribbean Multi-Hull Challenge,
Mhm.
Trade Winds, I think, approached Steve Bouzon
Mm-hmm.
about taking an opportunity during the race
Mhm.
to highlight the environment, mostly because, of course, they're directly benefiting from the beautiful, like, natural environment of St. Martin. We're on the waters, we're at the marinas. It's a really nice time to highlight
Mhm.
exactly what they're enjoying. And Trade Winds asked if we could present an environmental hero each year as part of the race. So we're able to nominate people each year for that. So this is the third award, I think, that was given out. We nominated Hailey, and there was unanimous kind of support for that nomination. And it's just to acknowledge everything that the people living and working here do to try to protect and preserve the environment for generations to come.
You know, I often say this to people. When you live in a small community like ours, um, regardless of what walk of life you're from, right? You can't help but notice the impacts that you have on the area around you, your surroundings, and the environment itself. I mean, we could put it in the waste paper bin today and go visit it at the dump tomorrow at the
Yeah,
landfill, right?
yeah,
And
exactly.
and you don't necessarily when you live in a big community, you live in New York or you live in Amsterdam, you don't necessarily see the impact of your actions, and I think we see that here, and it makes it even more special when you look at the beautiful area that we call home.
Yeah, definitely. The Caribbean is definitely one of those places where our community kind of contributes the least to, like, global issues like climate change. We have kind of the least contribution coming out of our community, but the most impact, the most effect. So,
You know,
yeah, it's really nice to take any opportunity to kind of acknowledge the people that are out in the sun, in the bush, on the boat, trying to make sure that things stay safe for us.
without a doubt, without a doubt. So, Haley, tell me. So, where you grew up here?
Yes.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to school in St. Dominic.
hmm And then where'd you go to university?
I went to university in Florida. I went to FIU.
Ah, cool, cool, cool. I am. Florida is, has many things similar to its environment that we have. Lots of. They're way hotter up there in the summer, though.
Yeah.
We way cooler. I
Yeah.
would much rather be here in the summer than
Yeah.
up there. Um, and what did you? How did you kind of get into the whole environmental side of the world? How did all this happen?
Okay, well, when I was young, when I lived on the island, I went to Nature Foundation. I actually participated in their snorkel club for many years as a child. And I've always known that something with animals was something I wanted to do. So when I went to school, I studied biology, and then I worked at a zoo in Florida.
Oh,
And when I came back here, I sent an email just shooting a shot saying, please, can I work here? Can I intern here? And here I am.
Wow. So which zoo did you work at? I love animals too. If
I
Where'd you
worked at Zoo Miami.
I am. I love all the four-legged creatures, the two-legged. Oh, I love animals.
Yeah.
If I had known, I would have brought the golden retriever in this morning. Nevea would have come to see you this morning. Shame on me. Next time. Next time. And so, what have you been working on at the Nature Foundation?
So when I first came in, I worked on a mangrove project. So we're establishing legislation for the mangroves of St. Martin.
Hmm.
A lot of them are illegally removed or cut, so we wanted to do something to protect them more and highlight their importance in our ecosystems. Nowadays, I am a ranger at Nature Foundation, so I kind of do a mix of everything.
Mhm.
I'm on the water. I can help with invasive species management. I also do a lot of bird monitoring. And
We have lots of cool birds here.
yes,
Yeah.
we do.
It's amazing. What are the little, I know like they call them sugar birds, but
Yeah.
those little yellow birds.
Yeah, Haley's actually all bird expert. So
What are those really called? Are they really?
Bananaquits.
What are they called?
Bananaquits?
Bananaquits.
Yeah.
They're-
Yeah, they're adorable. We
Yeah.
have some really cool hummingbirds as well. But Haley does our land bird monitoring and also the brown pelican monitoring.
I love the
Um,
pelicans.
and then
I
Haley.
don't know. A lot of people don't like the. I love the
Oh,
I love to
no.
watch them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's I see them. Just literally. I love to watch them fly.
Yeah.
I think I'm almost like in the U.S. like we're always so inspired by the eagles.
Yes.
I think of the pelicans as like our eagle.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, it's just so amazing to watch them soar and dive.
Yeah.
And then they just pop back up
Yeah.
like nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I don't know if you've seen on our social media recently, but Haley has taken up a lot of our animal rehab, which is often birds, unfortunately for us. But
So now I know who to call when
Yes.
because you see we see lots of bird issues.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I called. Who did I call? We found by the side of the house looked like a mourning dove of
Mhm.
some sort. That one of the
Yeah.
like nothing special, but
Yeah.
was very very sick, and and we tried to who's that? They said put it somewhere safe in the shade,
Yeah.
give it a little bit of water, and see what happens.
Yeah.
And then didn't he or she didn't make it,
Yeah.
but
they're incredibly delicate, honestly. Birds are an indicator species. They're super important to kind of the healthier bird and like more diverse bird population you have. That is an indicator of how healthy your environment is.
Mhm.
So they're super important, but they're also so delicate.
yeah.
It is very hard to rehab birds, and it takes a lot of effort and a lot of capacity. So we really appreciate. Recently, we asked for the public support for rehab like materials and things like that, and they really came through for us. We got quite a bit of public support for Haley to keep trying to take in birds that have been injured or ill and try to get them back out.
Do they? I mean, do they ever become attached to humans? I mean, do they become like reliant or dependent on us?
It does happen. I think especially more with younger birds. Like when they think you're the parent, they really, really think they're a human as well.
Mhm.
But usually with older birds, if you can maintain like a barrier between yourself, you don't hand feed them or anything, they usually are very receptive of people and they don't want to come back by you ever again.
Yeah. So it's you always think of it. It's nice to have as a pet, but not really, right? A wild animal is a wild animal, and we should let them live their lives
Yeah.
the way that they were intended to live their lives. So, what was the project that got you nominated for the Environmental Hero Award?
Well, actually, it was just kind of Haley's contribution to everything we do. She mentioned that she started with us with the Mangrove Project,
Mhm.
and it was very quickly into the Mangrove Project that the team and I were like, "Oh, we would like her to stay. How how are we going to arrange this?"
Yeah.
Because she's just willing to do anything. She's really good, like for the hard, heavy lifting work, and also she's really knowledgeable with her background, her degree, her experiences. It's really nice to have her around. So when it came up to it, I thought that it's more of an acknowledgement of all of the extra effort she puts in, because often in the conservation world, we're still kind of expected to do this as volunteer work. We're expected to do it, as cheaply as possible and as much as possible. And Haley really embodies doing all of that and giving the extra effort. So
Without a doubt. And
Yeah.
what is your favorite part of your environmental work? What is your favorite part?
I definitely love seeing like I love animals, like I said.
Mm.
So like whenever I get opportunity to just like experience them being wild and being healthy and happy, like to me that's the best part. Sometimes when we do releases, like there's been a few successful ones. It's really nice to see them go back into the wild and just think that hopefully that they'll make it and have the
Mm.
shot again.
And what are some of the releases that you've done?
We've done so far not so many. As
Mm.
we said, birds are delicate, and we've been dealing with some harder cases recently.
Mm.
But we've had a few brown pelicans. We've had a Sargasso shearwater, which is a seabird.
Mm-hmm.
A gull as well. I
A
think,
gull.
right?
Yeah, the
Mm.
gull was super lovely. But
Mm.
yeah,
Mm. And do you guys tag them or track them so after you release them so that we know how they're doing or no?
no,
Uh,
because unfortunately, not no one in St. Martin is qualified for bird banding. But
Mm.
hopefully in the future, that's something that we can do.
That would be super awesome.
Hopefully
it's-
that's something Hailey will do for us. Yeah.
Well, that would be super cool, right?
Yeah.
If you spend all this time, effort, and energy
Yes.
to help rehabilitate a bird or any other wild animal
Yeah.
for that matter, to know how they're doing.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
they're
definitely.
they're back off in the wild.
Yeah.
They send you a little postcard every now and then.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm all the way over here, but all is good.
Yeah.
Right? Nice to know.
Yeah.
Nice to know. So, well, Haley, we wanted to just take a moment to get to know you on the air. We wanted to kind of try and highlight some of the hard work and the good work that the St. Martin Nature Foundation is doing, and we wanted to make sure that you got the public recognition that you so deserve as the environmental hero for 2026, made possible by Tradewinds, and of course as part of the CMC, the Caribbean Multi-Hull Challenge, which just wrapped up yesterday. So it was a eighth annual. I can't believe eighth annual. Time just flies by.
Yeah. It was some nice wind for you guys out there, right?
Yeah, it was blowing.
Yeah.
It was blowing.
Yeah.
The great weekend of sailing for
Nice.
sure. It was funny because we were talking about this last week when Heather Court was in.
Yes.
And we said, want the wind to come down just a little bit so we could fly the drones
Yeah.
and get some of the video and stuff. Because, there's that sweet spot where it's good sailing and you
Yeah.
can also fly the drones. So
Yeah.
always fun. Hailey, promise me you won't make yourself scarce. You know where the station is now. You come back any morning. Anytime you have an interesting Nature Foundation story you want to share, you let us know. Lesllie, you know where we are all the time too, so the door is always open to you as well.
Thanks
So.
very much.
And congratulations to the 2026 Environmental Hero, Hailey Beauperthuy, made possible by Tradewinds and the 8th Annual CMC, Caribbean Multi-Hull Challenge. Bravo. Thank you for coming in, ladies.
Thanks
you
very
for
much
having
for
us.
having us.
We'll do it again. We'll
Yeah.
do it again.
Great.
We'll do it again. Yay. 9:35. Let's see if the computer's going to behave now. I need my big stick, smack it around a little bit, see if it wants to behave. We'll be right back after these messages. Don't move.